for show anyway. I would turn it on.
All right, it is 6:30. We will call to order the Monday, May 11th, 2026 City Council meeting. If you could please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. With that, do we have any additions to the agenda tonight?
One addition and one correction. The addition to the agenda would be to adding under consent to move the second meetings in May, so our upcoming meeting, move it from Monday to Tuesdays, since we have Memorial Day on that Monday. So shifting that to Tuesday. And then the second item would be to add in corrected minutes for the April 28th council meeting. We had some council members that were listed as present that were absent, and then we had a correction on who motioned and who seconded on the approval for summer hour staff. And then a minor correction to the agenda. We have to consider approval of the April 27th city council minutes, and that should be April 28th.
All right, thank you. I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda with those three corrections.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. And with that, we'll move to public comments. If there's anyone who would like to discuss anything that is not on the agenda, please come forward. And seeing none, we'll close public comments and move to consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda that needs to be pulled for further discussion? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve the consent agenda with the addition of moving the next city council meeting from Monday to Tuesday because of Memorial Day.
So that's May 26th, yeah?
Thank you, yes. Is
Okay.
that right? So we have a motion to approve consent with the addition.
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. With that, we will move to business items. Consider approval of quote for splash pad fencing.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an item that has come up from the Park Board. The Park Board acts as an advisory committee to the City Council, so they can't necessarily do things on their own. So they have been discussing at a couple of their meetings the addition of a fence around the splash pad. The discussion came up late or after the splash pad season last year, and then was taken up again here a couple meetings ago and more earnestly. After discussion on it, the Park Board is recommending approval of a 4-foot-high decorative fence to be installed as shown here on the diagram. So this is a 2024 imagery, so you can't really see the splash pad, but this is where the transition points are as it goes in and then connects to the pavilion. So it'd be around there with a 4-foot walk gate on the northern side, as the northern side was designed with some green space in mind if people want to bring chase lounges or lay a towel down and just be in that grass area. Park Board looked at this. They had some feedback from families saying that when we had the temporary fencing up, that it helped with keeping the kids in there, helped with supervision of those kids, and that's where it comes from as a recommendation as a whole. Any questions we have? Ryan here gathered the quotes on the Park Board's behalf, so I thank him for the work he did on that. This is a picture of what the fencing would look like, decorative steel fencing going around there like that. And then I would open it up for conversation.
And how does it attach?
So this would be attached in this portion for the majority of it. Down in this portion, it would be surface mounted. There are so many pipes running through the ground here that this portion would be surface mount. The rest would be core drilled, approximately 6-8 inches in for added stability. But given there's so many pipes running in this area, to locate every single one would you'd have to hand dig the whole thing and precisely map it out. So we're just going to go with surface mounting on these posts in this area to avoid accidentally hitting a pipe for one of the features.
And the other core drill, they go down 4 feet actually. It's a sleeve and then they stick the pipe into that sleeve.
So is there a reason we only went around the splash pad, didn't like make it like a whole park area versus, so, you know, kids would kind of be inside the fenced area completely, or?
I think it's more discussion since we have that hill right there. It's
Yeah.
easy for a kid to.
Would you mind coming up to the podium?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
It's pretty easy with that hill, as we discussion, if you have a couple moms talking or people talking and their kids just all of a sudden disappear down the hill. It was basically just to contain them in that area a little bit to help with that. That seemed like what people were addressing and wanting.
If I could add to that, it was essentially to slow down without it being fully enclosed and gated.
Yeah.
The parking lot was an issue too, which is why it comes around the front. So kids wouldn't be running into the parking lot and getting hit by a car or whatever. So,
And keeping grass out of there too. It helped. I mean, it can help with a lot of things, kids going out in the grass, coming back in, dragging grass in there and then getting the filters. And if we have more maintenance issues with that type of thing too.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
If the fence does get approved, did Park Board talk at all about what will happen with the blocks that are in there?
We had to move them forward. We're just going to push them forward a little bit so the fence can be put in.
They're still recommending keeping them. I've heard feedback that they're not really versatile. People aren't sitting on them.
Okay.
Is what I've heard, but I assume there hasn't been discussion then at Park Board level about those.
we haven't heard that. So, but we can certainly
Okay.
discuss that.
Yep.
I
It
haven't
just
gotten
seems
that
now would be a
feedback.
time. I think
Yep,
you have a
exactly.
meeting tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
It seems it makes, if the decision's to move them, it seemed like this would be the time now before the fence goes in. I
Mhm.
would think.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it might give,
Um,
it's,
I've heard they're uncomfortable and a little too high, that kids obviously can't sit, and even adults are a little too high for an adult to sit.
oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe just move them along in front of the parking area in case a car would hit the gas or something,
And they could probably get some use, but I'll look for a
Yeah.
recommendation. I mean, I think it's something that should be considered.
Certainly, and it might even give more space for families to move about now that
Right.
they have a fence would enclose
Well,
it.
yeah, and if nothing else, you could probably just put a few metal benches in there.
Well, we've talked about where you're getting new park benches, so we just integrate that with that order type of thing.
Well, and I think the original idea behind the stones was to act as somewhat of a fence, but it's just not enough to enclose
Got it.
Yep.
the area. So yeah, we should discuss that at Park Board.
And we have a park board tomorrow, so we'll get it going then.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Maybe everybody needs to go sit on them.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Well, as little kids, yeah, it's tough for them to get up there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Makes
And they
sense.
look nice. It's just
Correct.
with the fence now,
Yeah.
are they in the right spots?
Cut them in half for little kids.
It may be redundant, and if they're not getting use, then yeah.
And how about signs? Will there be signs, do not climb on the fence, or
Oh.
are we going to address anything was that discussed?
We discussed maybe signage before, but
And I'm assuming the gap is small enough that they can't stick their heads through?
yeah, it's
Okay.
4 inches or less. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it pretty good if it's not really going to get too wet from the splash pad, but water will get on it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It has no problem. It's
Aluminum?
powder coated steel
It is.
and it's a thick grade steel. It's the better grade. We didn't go. We had a price for a little bit cheaper and we got priced because the other two companies priced the better grade and
I just fear rust and stuff with water and chemicals and stuff with steel versus aluminum.
we don't have salt or anything, so I don't think we have to worry too much with that.
No, but
As
you know,
much.
kids throwing stuff around and who knows what, if it gets marked up at all, it's gonna rust in Minnesota.
Did the splash pad, who we purchased that from, did they have any input and recommendations on what to use? And were they concerned with the chemicals? You know, I assume we use chlorine and other chemicals.
Did they express any concern to you about where?
I
What
didn't reach
type
out
was
to
being
the splash
placed?
pad company, so.
Oh, no. I mean, like the fence, you said the fence company, right?
No, I was asking more the splash pad. I mean, if they're the
Oh,
experts in
I
that, they would
see.
know what,
I misunderstood the
material
question.
would be best for a fencing.
No, they weren't consulted.
But we certainly could.
I wouldn't mind seeing what aluminum costs because it would last longer, I would think, but I could be wrong.
It's not as strong, you know, you get some kids in there,
True.
reef on it real good. Have issues with steel, it's gonna hold up.
True. Just thinking out loud.
No. I mean, I understand well, I was thinking that at first when we first bid it out and all the fence people were like, no, I'll go with steel.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions for any park board members or for city administrator?
One more. Is it sections?
Yeah.
Okay, so if a section gets damaged, it can be
You can
easily
replace it.
replaced. Okay.
All right. If there's no other questions, I'll look for a motion to approve the quote from Shed and Fence for $12,558.02.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? So I can tell you, for me, I wasn't big on a fence like this. I did want more of a natural surrounding. I think would have looked nice with the blocks, some bushes in there. I think that would have been a better way to go. I think it would have looked nice. I don't know how much I love this,
Well,
or I wasn't big on this part right now, but you know, a blockade is fine. I'm not overly concerned with the parking lot. You know, people are moving pretty slow in there, but I get kind of keeping your kids corralled in, but there's no different than our parks where there's not a corral or, you know, anything else like that. So I just,
There
For
was,
little kids.
there was a lot of discussion about that, about the aesthetic portion of it,
Mhm.
how it wasn't originally for that. But I myself have received multiple feedback, multiple parents telling me, are you going to keep the fence? Because that really helped.
Mhm.
And then also Lauren, who's on the park board, received the same feedback. And that's what kind of prompted this discussion. And the parents were concerned about little Johnny running into the parking lot.
Yeah.
Even with people moving slow, kids are little, you know.
That's why I was questioning,
I
if we
get
were
it.
gonna go further around versus right around,
Mm.
because it would be more aesthetically pleasing.
That's where I've always been on it, is I think we could really utilize some natural surroundings to
well,
kind of take care of
now
those
if the
things.
rock part of it, we can bring the rocks out and use that as your landscape then.
Yeah. I still think some
If
things
you
we can
want.
do to make it look nice. And we paid a lot of money for that, for everything up there. I really want to keep it looking
I mean,
nice.
I just struggle where nobody ever gives us feedback on anything we do a lot. And this was a feedback that we received and a lot of people received it.
Mhm.
So I think it's important that we listen
Oh,
also to
absolutely.
that feedback.
That's
And
what I
yes,
was
like
thinking.
aesthetically pleasing, all that, but these parents are concerned about the safety of their child.
Mhm.
And I agree with having it in that area, because then if it's outside, now you've got this one matted area of grass. How are they going to mow it? If the fence was on the outside of the cement,
Yeah.
then you're bringing in dirt and you're bringing in the grass clippings. So I don't know. For me, I just feel like this was like a loud conversation that was people were speaking up about, and they liked having that ugly construction fence.
Right.
They didn't care. They thought that was, didn't want that to come down
Mhm.
because
I-
they
I-
felt it helped.
I agree. And I didn't get to finish. But now I'm leaning more towards, I think this would be good for those reasons that you just
Oh,
mentioned.
okay, yeah.
It really struck me, and it came over the weekend when I was thinking about, it's the grass clippings. People with their wet feet get out in the grass and they walk back in. So I do think this is probably the way to go
Mm.
versus the other way. But
Because kids will be kids. They're gonna run around
Yeah.
all over the place and they're
I
gonna.
think it'll help
Oh, yeah.
with
Tracking and
filters. It'll
things.
help with the long.
They're still
longevity
gonna.
of that
Yeah,
stuff.
they
So
are, but it's,
that's all I have. Any other comments? Any other concerns?
I mean, I appreciate what you said because that's exactly where I came from. I didn't think it was a big deal until parents are coming to me. I'm like, parents
Yeah, and I
never,
don't have young kids anymore.
yeah,
so-
parents never
yeah,
talk to me about
absolutely.
stuff.
Right, right.
So, well, I thought, I agreed. I mean, that was one thing I think I brought up at Park Board was this is a safety and we need to listen to our town over the looks of it.
Right.
So not to downplay. I mean, I get what you're saying too, but
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm for aesthetics too. I wanted
Yeah.
to look at eye pleasing and, you know, with the
Yeah.
have a black fence, it should look good. But yeah, if we can do some shrubbery or flowers to make it, you know,
But we're not
Yeah, maybe
doing
we
like an
could just-
aluminum chain link fence.
Maybe we
The
could
fence is actually.
Border on the
not bad.
outside,
It
do
is
some
a nice looking
landscaping, some
fence.
bushes, keep the big rocks in there, you
Yeah.
know, or the big, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
All right. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you for your work.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
And to the entire park board, of course.
Yes.
So that will move to city council reports. Councilmember Helt, anything to report on?
I have not had any extra meetings.
Councilmember McNeely?
Nope,
Councilmember Jackson?
you've heard it.
And I had Public Works, and this was also Nick's report. We had Public Works last week to start conversations about extending a trail from Casey's down to DG.
yeah,
So we
wonderful.
met out there. We walked the whole thing. It affects probably about, I think it was 9 or 10 properties. Some are bigger impact than others, you know, with the grading. And so we're going to start sending out some letters, try to get some feedback from the homeowners, kind of get a flavor, see what their feel for it is, and go from there. So we'll keep you posted as we get more information.
Excellent.
Still
Yeah.
thinking on the 25.
Along 25 on
25,
on the east side of 25.
Okay.
I mean, my perspective, since I live on that road, I see kids
Oh,
biking
yeah.
on there all the time. It would be great if they had a trail because
It's
I
a,
just hope we don't have some incident before
yeah,
the
Correct.
trail doesn't.
it's a little
There's-
challenging with the existing stuff that's
Oh,
in
yeah, there's
people's
utilities
yards
all
and
this stuff
but
in there.
we're looking at it. We'll see where it goes and
A lot of concern on Facebook I've seen.
right.
Yep.
All right,
Good.
and that's all I have. So with that, I'll look for motion to adjourn.
Real quick, just
I'm
a couple
sorry.
quick items I just want to bring up. Splash pad opening for the season. We're going to be looking at the weekend, probably that Friday of Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
Trying to aim to get that open. The weather's getting nicer. Opening it for that. Keep an eye on that. And then the Nuvei utility billing portal opening that week after Memorial Day as well. So we'll get that implemented.
Perfect.
Awesome.
That's all I have.
Thank you. And that reminds me of one other thing I forgot to mention. I just want to thank Waste Management for spring cleanup.
Oh, yes.
They did a
Yes.
fantastic job. I haven't heard anything negative from anyone, so it
Mhm.
sounds like it went well. And
Like 7 trucks or 8
ton of residents used it. Yeah. They
Well, and I
had-
think a lot of residents cleaned up for them too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So it's good to
We had
get
a lot
that
of
disposed
visitors.
properly and a great service
There was a
included in our billing. So-
yep, lots of traffic. So that's good. That's good. Let's
Right.
move it out.
So with that, a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
We have a-
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Let's go wild.
We are adjourned.